ready, then we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome.
I'm not ready. My dice aren't out. I don't have my pencil.
Well,
No,
I'm not ready.
Yes.
Take some time to tear up your character sheets then.
No, please.
Look, you won't even give me my level.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. That is false advertising. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D&D 5e Papihos. My name is Jacob, or JC, and I'm your DM for the night, and today I'm joined by the same 5 wonderful people that have followed me throughout this campaign. Helminia, James, Suzanne, Alpha, and Jazz. Generally speaking, we're just going to throw this out there so as many people know as possible. It is currently the 1st of December as this stream goes live. And we are planning on streaming next week as well. However, we are still deciding on whether the 15th is available for us to be streaming, but we do know that we are not going to be available on the 22nd and 29th. So, we're just hoping that a pre-Merry Christmas to everyone, as it is December, but we will be here next week. But we have not found out whether we'll be going live on the 15th or not. But we'll let you know next week when that stream goes live.
We also legally have to say Happy Kwanzaa and Hanukkah.
I'll leave that to you. That's your job.
We have to say we have to. Why is it my job? I'm
I
not
don't know.
Jewish. I'm just trying to include everybody. You can't just say Merry Christmas anymore. We won the war on Christmas, you know.
Bro, just say happy holidays and call it a fucking
No,
day.
everybody needs to be included.
Just
that
say,
does include everybody.
Just say days are passing. But let's play some D&D. Where we last left off, you all were heading in and made it to the edge of the High Sands Desert, where the desert city of Vikfrum lay. Going to Zex's contact for the Hearthmen, Lixen, you all tried to find out some things about a lot, mostly concerning the Seven Ascended and the specifics in there, eventually ending on questions about the gods themselves. With every question seeming to dredge up other questions rather than full answers, you guys decided to pull back from all of this and decided to more or less try to mark things off of your map, was your last plan. Zooming out of the map, you had several places on Zex's map that you guys could go and check, which may have some connection to the Black Knights or the Seven Ascended. However, we will first come back in to Vikfrum, where all of you are deciding what is the first step into finding more answers. So, as you all kind of step outside of the Hearthman's stand-in bookstore, you can see that Rem's... you can more see, I guess, you didn't take the cart with you, did you? You just took the golem. So Zex's golem is just kind of standing there at attention as you all kind of step out into the hot sun. But there are things to do. What would you like to do first?
Back to Greywall, yeah?
Probably head back to Greywall as soon as possible.
Let's do some shopping here first.
We
We might as well look around while we are here.
Did we
I
stay
do
the
like
night here?
shopping.
We did. We spent one night here.
Yep, that's what I thought. Okay.
There's some stuff I want to do back home, and I can try to get the components for here. I might as well.
And what components
Okay.
are you looking for?
I need some things that consist of herbs, oils, and incense.
Herbs, oil, and incense. Any specific type of herbs, oils, or is it just generally?
Just the things that I would typically use. So I don't know what herbs I would use. What covers up the stench of corpses? Lemongrass, probably. I don't know.
Sure, we can go with lemongrass.
Lemongrass, peppermint, and some frankincense that smell like
Franken
mahogany.
incense.
Mahogany.
Not frankincense.
And oils.
Okay.
Frankincense. Frankenstein incense.
Patchouli.
Patchouli. I don't like patchouli that much. Oh, I want the black chamomile. Black chamomile. And for oils, let me get some. What's the one that keeps rodents away? I'm blanking on it. What?
How much do you want to get?
Mosquitoes away.
How much?
About
would you-
1,000 gold worth.
1,000 gold worth. Through picking through several vendors, you'd be able to get that.
Oh, I'm upset because I don't remember what the name of it is. It's like, is it tea tree oil? It might be tea tree oil. That's yeah, that shit's. It doesn't smell good, but it keeps like rodents away. So that stuff. Let me eat the cost. This is so weird without any music. I feel like I'm in the saddest box.
The stream has music. I apologize, but ever since they killed the streaming bot, you guys don't.
Yeah, you guys don't get it, but we're naked out here, and like Rhythm doesn't come back until like 2023, and we don't even know what it's going to be like. But Rhythm is coming back. That is all the shopping that I personally am able to do.
Alrighty. So with that, are you all ready to head back to Greywall?
Yep.
Alrighty. So, all of you kind of gather back together in front of the, by the bookstore where you guys appeared in front of it, out of thin air a couple of days ago, and just as quickly disappear into thin air, reappearing back at the keep in Greywall. What's the next step?
It's like, so it's the beginning of a new day.
It is.
We're in the middle of a day because I did commune today, so we
You
have
guys
a
are
long
still
rest
in
since
the
last
morning. It's still before lunch.
time. We have lunch.
So, what are we doing in Greywall? How long are we staying here?
Tomorrow and then one more day, so 2.5 days, roughly. I need tomorrow, I need the day after, and then we can leave the day after that.
So that's 2 days and then the rest of today.
Yes.
Would JC, would I have time to make 3 normal healing potions?
In 3 days, you'd be able to, yeah?
Sick. I'll do that.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
Potion.
You guys gotta give me and the audience a little bit of insight into your plan. What are you guys going about doing?
Well, Rem wants to be here for 2 days. How long is the walk to Lichton?
The walk to Lichton is, I believe, like 3 days.
What if I went nonstop, no sleep?
I mean, you're just gonna be riding your horse there?
No, I'll have the golem carry me. Golem doesn't need sleep.
This is slavery with extra steps!
You have an animated cart. You don't get to talk about slavery.
Okay, I pay mine!
You don't pay your cart.
Look, mine doesn't have intelligence. And it de-animates when I'm not within 500 feet of it. Mine has, like, on and off sentience. You just have a dude.
I'm comfortable with that.
All right, you go ride your dude all you like. Yes, I said it that way on purpose.
But you're going to Lichton?
Assuming it takes less than 2 days if we go through the night.
I mean, you can also just use your teleports after the days and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I can sleep in Lichton. Yeah, I'll do that.
So,
Does anyone want to go with me?
Man, is there anything good in Lichton?
I'm going to return something and then talk to another dude.
Is there a library in Lichton?
Not left, no.
no, but there's one
No.
in Grey Wall.
Okay.
No,
Um,
there was a library in
I'm
the
not-
manor
Think
Yeah,
he's
but it
gonna
was a
let us into
private
his house?
library.
that I'm sure we could get access to, seeing as we saved their town.
Mime
I
just
wouldn't
wants to
really go
pick
back to
up
that house
crafting
anyway.
If available. She wants to pick up an alchemy type book and pick
Okay.
up potion crafting.
Easy enough.
I have that. I can do that. What alchemy thing do you want to do?
Well, I'm not sure. Nime just doesn't have that capability, and I think it would be nice for her to have, considering she has weapons that can use alchemy.
I can. I mean, you know how to make everything relevant to you. Like, you know how to make ammunition just based upon, like, the gun proficiency, right?
Yeah, but like the potion cavity on the flail is what I'm mostly thinking about.
So, of making acid.
Mm-hmm.
I can do that today.
And then, is there anything else that I can put in there? Or is it just acid?
There is like these specific acid vials that you place into the Willet flail.
The
Okay.
flail itself is the vial is the important part. You can put anything you want in the vial. Acid is not the important part. There was something that I did want to put in there, and this is going to be a very test item, and it's something that I really want to try. How long would it take me to make alchemist fire, and what would happen if I put
If we put it in the flail.
Yeah.
I believe Alchemist's Fire has a amount of time.
It does. It's make a ranged attack against a creature or object, treating the alchemist fire as an improvised weapon. On a hit, the target takes 1d fire damage at the start of each of its turns. A creature can end this damage by using its action to make a DC 10 dexterity
I'm
check
not
to extinguish
talking
the
about
flame.
that. I'm like, I know that there's supplies that you can use to just make it.
I can make a of alchemist fire. I could also put alchemist doom in there. We talked about that. Where it goes to 2d6s at the fire damage at the start of the turn with the same DC. How much time would it take me to do that? To make it?
To make a what?
Alchemist Doom. An Alchemist Doom. It's just advanced Alchemist Fire.
So regular Alchemist Fire is the same thing as making a standard healing potion. It would take a day to do it. So probably Alchemist Doom would take 2 days.
And if we put it in the flask, it's just going to function as fire with the added benefit of it just being inside of the flail.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of it being an improvised weapon, she can actually use the flail to hit with it instead, and then it would shatter.
Mm-hmm. That's the point of the flail.
Do you want to do that?
I'm thinking is like, if I was to pick up alchemy, is there like different things that I can make to put into that flail, or is it just acid? That's why I want to pick it up. Plus, I think it would be a really cool trait to have for her.
Acid, alchemist fire, not too much oil. Really mundane things that you could probably buy. As far as like fitting it inside of the flask that goes in, or the container. There's not much.
Mhm.
You could try
So would it
poison,
not
but that's
be-
outside of alchemy range.
So would it be? I guess like what? Sorry, JC. I'm asking like a lot of questions, and I'm sure you want to move on from this.
You want to
What?
put a bomb in it? Is that what you're trying
What
to
is
get
like? No, like what is the? Obviously, there's like different tiers of alchemy. Like you need
Mhm.
like certain magic components to be able to perform for like whatever potion. But is there like ones that you don't really need to do that, or it's strictly alchemy?
Non-magical alchemy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be the making of acid or alchemist fire. That would be those things. Those are the non-magical things.
I would like to learn how to do that, whether it be through REM or through literature.
Okay. That can definitely be something that you begin gathering the needed supplies for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess finally, Gilgamesh, are you doing anything? I guess because you guys are in Greywall.
I mean, how much time are we spending here?
3 days in total.
Why don't I make a little bit of money and go do some work? I'll
Alrighty.
go make things for people who need things made.
All right. So, I think the big things that we'll focus on for right now, because everything else can kind of be figured out a little bit off stream for 3 days worth of work and then 3 days worth of research, is what Rem is doing and then what Zex is doing. So Rem, these 3 days that you're doing is dedicated towards.
So the rest of the day that we have, I'm gonna make that alchemist fire.
Okay.
Let me know if what I'm rolling for that. Is it
You're-
just the intelligence plus proficiency?
You're not rolling, it's just something you have the required proficiency for.
Okay, so it's 25 gold for this?
Yes, it is.
Okay. On the next day, I need to change out some spells, and then for the entire 24-hour period, I have to be undisturbed. So what I'm doing is I'm casting on the second floor. Can you pull up a map of the house, please?
Sure. There we go.
It's loading for me. So the top floor. Oh, fuck yeah, I can get the entire top floor. So it'll go out a little bit, but centered on that point so I can get the entire top floor, I am casting Hallow in an 8th level slot.
Mm-hmm.
We all know what this does. The second effect that I want to add, because I can add another one, are you offering me an additional effect that I could maybe do, or do you want me to pick from what they have here?
I'm fine with you choosing an effect.
I'm going to pick extra dimensional interference. Effective creatures can't move or travel using teleportation or by extra dimensional or interplanar means.
Okay.
You're telling me I can't teleport back to the house now.
You can. You are not an affected creature.
Okay.
But celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead cannot enter this, and they cannot teleport inside. There's no way for them to get in here anymore. Unless the area is dispelled.
Of course.
And I'm letting everyone know that this is going on. In the event that something happens, this is, as far as I'm aware, outside of the castle, the safest place in the city on this floor from any of those particular things. It is a 24-hour casting time, so I have to be awake and coherent the whole time. I believe
Alright.
that hits me with the level of exhaustion.
It does. And then your next day would be recovering from that exhaustion?
It would be the 8 hours I would need to sleep, right? Because just regular sleep gets rid of that. How long would it take for me to make that ointment that you put on someone's eyes for true seeing?
Is it it's the golden.
It's like kind of cheap.
I believe it was just another one of those one a day things. Yeah.
So it would take the whole day to do this?
Another 25 gold pieces to make.
For me to make it, it would be in half because it costs 25 to buy it. I'd make it for half that price, you said.
Okay. Because you are
But-
making it.
If it is going to take the whole day instead of like a quick hour, I am just going to go buy it.
Okay. And then
And
anything
then-
else?
I have to go visit somebody, but it might be a long talk. So if you want to switch to Zex before the last part, you can.
All right. So, Zex,
Yes.
you seem to have a need to move to Lichton for a day or two.
Yep, and I have an associated object, so I don't need to roll for it this time.
Alrighty. Where are you teleporting to in Lichton?
Outside the advisor's house,
Okay.
and I'm going in the house. Or I'm knocking on the door, I should say.
You're knocking on the door?
Yeah, I'll bring the golem with me.
Okay. So, as you apparate inside the city of Lichton, you can see basically around you the presence of Lichton has changed, as this is the first time you've been to Lichton since you guys had freed it, kind of.
No.
You'd been
I
back
came-
like
We were here
once
one other
more,
time.
but that was to
Yeah, just
the
steal,
one time.
and you were there during night, I believe.
We met with the guy in the mansion,
Ah,
and I tried to return the
Pendleton.
ring, but the advisor was gone.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. But just to restate it all, Lichton has some of the buildings that have been had been destroyed, disturbed in other ways, have begun to mend themselves as the people had begun coming back from Gilhar, the town that they sought refuge in. You can no longer kind of smell the undead stink that has permeated Lichton the months ago that you were originally here. And the town itself has this almost quiet bustle about it, as there are carts in the street and people walking through, as some of them give you looks as someone apparating out of thin air is not a normal occurrence, but they quickly pass you by. So, you walk over up to this door and swiftly kind of give it a knock. About a minute passes before you can hear soft, like, shuffling feet. And then the door kind of pulls open and you can see a shorter, probably about 5'4"-ish, older man, gray hair, pulled back, hair on his head, longer kind of beard, and these thin, gold-rimmed glasses on his face. Good afternoon, may I help you?
Yes, I have something of yours.
How do you now?
I'll pull out the ring of spell storing.
And he kind of plucks it out of your hand, and I assume it was Well, I suppose there are worse people who could have ended up with you. At least have the conscience and the kindness to return it to me, but I do have to ask, how did you acquire my ring? I thought I did quite a good job of hiding it, unless if you picked it off of someone else who found it before you.
If I remember correctly, it was hidden in your bedpost.
And I will have to hide it somewhere else now. Perhaps hiding it on my person is the best thing to do. And you can see he slips it onto his right hand, kind of pulled inward to his palm.
I should tell you, there's not a witch bolt in there anymore. Instead, it's a destructive wave now.
Well, I will be able to refill it and test out some magic that I currently don't have any knowledge of, so I'll take it as an experience. Quick question.
Yes.
I am curious. I had no idea that you had this ring. Why would you bring it back?
Mostly because I'm not using it anymore, and assuming you were still alive after the whole undead incident, it seemed like the right thing to do.
And I appreciate that. As blunt as it was. And he kind of awkwardly holds out one of his hands. I'm Archimedes' advisor to the Pendleton family. Grace to make your acquaintance.
It's nice to meet you.
If there is nothing left to our conversation, I will rejoice privately about reacquiring my ring.
Alright, sounds good. I'll leave.
And he just slowly closes the wooden door in your face as you turn around.
I guess I'm going to look for a place to sleep for the night.
Alright. You can get something without too much problem, just 5 silver, and you'll be good.
Yep.
And is that all you need for these 3 days, Zex?
Yep.
Alrighty. Back to the 3rd day. Rem. Where are you heading?
I am heading to the Spectral Allies to see if Ferris is in.
Okay. As you push up into the familiar green-tinted building, you step through, and just like normal, you can see Barris kind of moving throughout the shelves before she turns and sees you. Her hair this time kind of pulled back into one singular braid that goes down and over the right side of her shoulder. Just wearing, as she normally does, this clean black dress. Well, hello. What may I be doing for you today, dear?
Do you have dinner plans tonight?
That's a little forward, isn't it, dear?
When have I ever been anything else?
Well, I don't have dinner plans with anyone in specific, is that what you're meaning?
I would like to have dinner together to discuss something personal.
Enticing.
And I don't want anyone else to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay if you say no, but I will not make the offer for dinner for this particular issue again should you decline.
A personal issue, you say?
A incredibly personal issue that I believe you might or might not have some wisdom upon.
All right, dear. I'll bite. Should I... Are you swinging by here, or shall I swing by your place?
I can come here. Just let me know what you want for dinner, and let me know what you would like to drink. I'll have to get more of the golden wine, but I have firebrand whiskey at home.
Yarian wine is always appreciated, dear.
All right.
And I am not a picky lady. I'll trust in your, let's say foresight that you'll pick something good.
Meat, yes or no?
Of course, yes.
Okay. So I'll see you later tonight after closing then?
That sounds just fine, dear.
All right. I'll see you later tonight.
All right. As you exit the shop with impromptu dinner plans, what you got in mind for this?
She said meat's okay, so I think I'm going to go. Well, I have to go get the wine, and I want it delivered to her house. I'm sure the tavern can arrange that.
Mm-hmm.
Ye old DoorDash, non-sponsored. So I'll get 2 bottles of the wine,
All right.
and then I'll have like the full, well, not the full, but like the 2-person premium spread with like steak and like fresh vegetables. Or instead of steak, I want duck. I want primo meats here
Okay.
with, fresh vegetables to the side, a cream-based dessert, and freshly baked bread. I don't want none of that day-old shit. With herb butter.
Alrighty. Looks like you've got some things handled quite well.
What's my damage here?
It's not that much in the gold piece department.
It's probably like 50-ish.
I would say, honestly, it's probably like 35-ish.
The wine itself is 10 gold for the bottle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
35 gold? Okay.
I believe so.
Most commoners make a 1 gold piece a year, Helminia.
That is not
It's
true.
1 gold piece or 2 gold pieces a month.
A month?
Yes.
Where did I see the year?
It's a rumor
Now I have
online.
to look.
Like, you could just look by, like, a living cost for an individual, and it would give you the same thing. We just live lavishly because we're spoiled and risk our lives every single time we leave our house. So, like, the work we do is hella dangerous.
Hazard pay.
That's why we get paid so well. So it's 35. I'll give them like a flat 40, so 4 platinum
Okay.
if they like suit it up really nice. I'll take like additional drinks on top of the wine, something else that's local that's nice.
Alrighty. Easy enough. And you're having this sent to her place.
Yes, I will meet them there at her place and have them bring it in and, just kind of have her direct where it's supposed to go.
Alright.
I don't know if she has a dining room, but
Okay.
as far as I know, she might have a dining room like patch or something that pulls out like a whole IKEA spread. I don't fucking know.
Alright. Well, the hours kind of pass until your awaited dinner. And as you kind of head there, you can see the small grouping of people who are delivering the food there. And as you kind of head up and knock on Barris's door to her abode, she opens it and kind of looks at you first and then looks out past at probably the 4 or 5 people that are delivering the food and is, oh, seems you've brought a bit of a procession with you. All right. We'll see if we can find a place to put this all down. Follow me. And she leads you to, yes, she does have a dining room. It's simple yet elegant. Carved wooden furniture, polished and stained. All of these kind of dishes set out. She wasn't exactly sure what you were bringing, but there are wine glasses and just normal plates, with the array of silverware. And
I'll be wearing my night clothes today too.
all right. And as it all kind of comes in and is set on the table, there is more than enough for her to kind of begin directing, and with these invisible mage hands that she can conjure, they start setting the actual spreads for both of you as the food is set on the other side of the table. After a couple of minutes, everything is set out and prepared, and the two of you sit facing each other at the dining table.
Have we filled our cups yet?
You guys are probably beginning to.
Okay. I will fill her cup for her and then mine.
All right.
Despite how this may look, this isn't a romantic gesture, I do want to clarify, just in case that was something you were worried about.
And here you had me all prepared. Yes, you wanted to talk about something. I'd assume not many things are important enough to buy someone dinner first. So this must really be something.
This is something that I would hope that nothing in the world could hear into this room. But I can't expect such luxuries for problems that belong to me. But I do come here, while not romantic, bearing my heart and soul in regards to the matter. But you're free to eat first.
Well, why not do both? So nothing
As
like carving up and serving breaking bread, as well as showing our deepest and darkest selves to each other. So, what do you have on display?
JC, I need you to meet me in a separate room.
This is unprecedented.
I need you to meet me somewhere
I'm
else.
being forced against my will.
This has never ever happened. In
God damn
all,
it.
like 88 sessions, 87 sessions.
Breaking
This has
ground here.
never ever happened.
Oh,
Where do you want to meet?
I guess
Because
move channels.
it's gonna break the thing.
I
So
g-
are we going just the general, or do you want to go to somewhere else in
I
another
can-
area?
No, I'll just move channels to general.
All right.
Unprecedented.
Actually, everybody get out.
No, I'll move.
We're staying in
guys.
here.
Duh.
All right. There we go.
Okay. So, as we're eating, I'll start. I want to tell you a story of where I come from and the things I've done to get where I am today. As I lead up to the question I have for you.
Mm.
I like to think that we're friends. I like to think that, well, it was somewhat our fault that you were in danger. We did save you. And that kind of makes us more than just shopkeeper and patron.
I would agree to that.
I never knew my parents. I never met my mother, my father, my family, which is incredibly uncommon for gnomes. My people let me know that, above all else. We are known to have many names and change as we walk through life, yet I only have a first name. in no second. And on top of that, I don't appear quite like the other gnomes. Fair-skinned, tanned, with darker eyes. So I grew up in a mixed-race orphanage. Nothing to report, though there were no other gnomes. And as I got older, I decided to strike out on my own and make it to a larger town down in Queria. I walked along the roads, really in the woods outside of the roads, and kept to myself. Until one day, I found myself at a clearing. And it was at that clearing that I think one of the most instrumental moments of my entire existence came to pass. And it is through this, there's something that I want to share with you. And I'm going to get up and walk to the other side of the table. Please excuse my reach. And if she does not object, I'm going to cast True Seeing on her.
Okay.
Does she object?
As soon as you explain it, she nods in understanding. She knows the spell. And as you take the ointment and kind of spread it across the radiant magic that you possess curling off of your fingers, you can see this small sheen appear to her eyes as her eyes still first look at you, and you can see them flicker over, and her eyes begin just kind of flickering back and forth between looking you in the eyes and looking at your shoulder.
I will reach towards my shoulder and kind of overlap my fingers as where it sits, before going to sit back down and explain to her. In that clearing, I came across something that I could not even begin to describe. The terror that I felt, the cold and emptiness I felt in a being that I can't even say if it was alive or dead. And that's a lot coming from me as someone that dealt with death for so long. The others, and by others I mean Zex and Gil, though Gil bears no interest, and I have not explained it to Zex because it is not his business. But through that encounter, I appeared to have been marked by something. And it has left me with some ill effects, I should say. When dealing with the threat and foremount of undead that would consume the blood of others, I was informed that mine was not suitable for consumption, and I do not know why. But I do believe it has some bearing upon this. The undead lord himself describes my energy as one so negative it should have been ripped to shreds over and over and thrust into insanity. Yet here I stand, a man of God. That ties me back to this. I ask that you in some way identify my affliction to the best of your ability.
I'll see what I can do, dear. This is not my specialty. I hope you know this. But
no one's. I do not believe there's a soul in the world that would know anything of this. I myself have ventured into the nature of magical afflictions very recently. And even then, I could not begin to guess what this would be, or how best to identify it. I do not believe it to be a curse, but I don't know what else it would be.
Could be an affliction, dear.
I have been...
Were you chosen by your deity before or after this event, dear?
I think I was chosen after. I believe it's the only reason that I was the only thing alive in that clearing after it was gone.
I would think so too. You very well might have been chosen during that event. That is the touch of undeath, more than likely, of what I can guess, dear. Something that kills what it touches and what it is around is an immensely potent aura. But I do believe your deity might be protecting you more than you would even guess. For something might be standing between you and that touch of undeath. And it would be right in guessing that it is your god. Gods are tricky things to guess about, of course. But in a world filled with unknown arcane problems and blessings, the blessing of a deity would be something that is entirely possible. Even a blessing enough to stave off the affliction of something opposite it, such as an undead. The mark itself displays everything of the undead. Cold, skeletal, arcane. It reeks of necromancy. You wouldn't call it a curse, but I would call it an affliction.
Do you think that there's any way that you could put a name to this affliction with any identification magic that you have possible? Anything that would lead me to believe that my blood is not poisonous to all that come across it? While it was useful in dealing with those undead, I wonder that should I ever choose to continue my nameless bloodline, that I'll have to worry about that moving forward.
Well, it's not something that has shown any negative health side effects, I assume. Otherwise, you would be seeing a doctor, not a wizard.
No health side effect that I myself couldn't deal with. JC, in regards to how I was before versus how I am now, have I noticed anything different about myself?
No, the bad taste was an anomaly to you. Obviously, cause for concern, but no, you haven't had any negative health effects.
I expressed that to you thusly.
Well, it would appear to the best of my knowledge that you are marked, and so many people that walk in your line of profession seem to be these days. If it is not something that is destroying you or destroying your friends, I don't think that you're going to go out of your way to get bit by many more people, dear. And I'm not sure if it will... The hope is it won't be an inconvenience to you, besides occupying a place in your mind.
That you believe any form of identification magic just bears no merit here, and it's best to leave well enough alone.
Well, give me a second. And she just kind of places a hand. You can see a small arcane sigil appear on her fingertips. No, it doesn't identify as anything specific. If anything, it's a unreasonably long arcane mark something that is left long after the original spell or effect has been cast or used. Sort of like when you see someone use smaller teleportation magic, purple arcane mist is left, or for some black arcane mist. Similar to that, I would assume, but obviously it's lasted quite a lot longer. And
Better
into
part of
the
40.
ethereal plane.
Okay. If it is not something to be concerned about, I shall concern myself with it no longer. And accept the good graces that my blood may be poisonous to the undead. Blessings in disguise, I guess.
Yes, you aren't particularly fond of the undead, are you?
I wouldn't call it a fondness, but a proclivity of sorts.
Well.
It appears I've wasted your time then.
No, I got a lovely dinner out of it, dear. There's been nothing wasted with spending time. And it's always worth it to put someone's mind at ease, dear.
My mind is more at ease than it has been in a long time. I suppose I can rest easy knowing that this mark is superficial more than anything else. And I will insight as she is going through this. It's not that I don't trust her, it's that I can't trust her.
Mm-hmm.
17.
She just seems to be going through and identifying what comes to her as it comes to her. It's honest. As honest as someone who isn't sure about what they're identifying can be. There's no reason for her to be malicious towards you. Just
Very
trying
well.
to offer aid to a friend.
I can alleviate you of the true saying now if you'd like. I know it can be a bit sickly to see at times.
And I can get rid of it myself, dear. It's alright. And
Very
as
well.
she just kind of pulls her hand up to the side of her eyes, and almost like someone peeling off part of like a facial mask, she just peels off the true sight, and the arcane energy just dissipates. Well, there's no reason for a good dinner to go to waste.
Maybe it would have been preferential that I did come here with some romantic intentions. But I know lost causes when I see them.
All right. Well, the two of you enjoy and finish your dinner, but with the thought of possible malicious intent behind your mark alleviated, you're able to return back to the keep.
All right, we can go back over.
From like
Oh, hey guys.
What's
actually only like 6 inches, maybe like 5.
Yeah, but
That's
add
not, like-
6 inches.
What?
It's awful.
That's not very much though.
It's pretty
that's
bad.
not- No, that is so like that sounds nice.
Okay,
No,
I'm gonna
I
mute
don't-
all
you
of
know
you.
that it is adequately sized in proportion
Guys.
to my body.
Guys, they're back.
I know. I tried to make the conversation sound really bad.
Yes.
It is adequate. It was enough for Ben.
All right, I'm very quick on the mic of.
We're talking about bed heights.
Rem was
Okay.
going to pound town.
Alrighty.
I was crying.
So, with all of you back in the
I'm not
keep,
putting my dice.
3 days have passed. What's the next plan? What's the next step?
I'm going to long rest and change up my spells.
We are going to the Black Knight encampment to the
West.
west.
East
West.
is desert.
My bad.
He
Alrighty.
meant Westies, like a cereal brand, I think.
Yeah. I'm not even in roll 20.
So you guys are
I've
going
read-
to be heading towards the mark on Zex's map by land cost.
Yes, and I will be teleporting us there, the cart and the golem included.
All right.
I'm going to attempt to. It's going to be a roll.
Yes, it will be. So, with everyone ready and prepared, Zex.
Wait, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How much monies do I make in these 3 days for working for
Oh, that is a thing.
the smith, the forge?
I
'Cause
will
I've
have
made
to do
money for them before.
Yeah, I will have to do the math because that's why I said I'll be doing that later for Gil and Nime, because
Oh,
it'd be dividing
right.
it through weeks, because that's the
Okay.
only metric I have at the moment.
That's
4.
fine. No worries.
You get 4.
For what?
4.
You just
No.
just 4.
Okay.
All
They
right.
just hand me like a big metal chunk and it's just a 4.
So, Zex, you're teleporting.
Yes, I am.
Alrighty. Let's get this going. You have the description.
Yep, and I have a mark on my map.
Yep. You've got the description.
Yeah. Here we go. Shit.
Uh-oh.
25.
Alrighty.
Oh, we're getting shunted.
This is the first time this has happened.
We are getting shunted, and we're not all going to be together either.
Nope.
All right. So, you all gather together, ready to go. And then you just hear this almost like arcane screeching sound, the sound of metal against metal and then rock hitting wood, as I'm going to do some more rolls. So, okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I had to eat another separate cost while we were in town. I'll just mark off the amount. It was another 1,000 that I had to buy for a spell.
So, do I re-roll it?
No,
or do you
I'm
re-roll
re-rolling some stuff for you.
it?
Bro,
Okay.
we're about to
It's like-
fucking die!
It's like the
We're
meme that I
taking
sent
3
earlier.
like 3d10 damage. Relax.
No, we're getting shunted off.
No.
Wait, I'm
Mishap.
confused.
The
Are we
spell's
all ending up in
unpredictable
different
magic
places?
results in a difficult
Yes.
journey. Each teleporting creature or the target object takes 3d10 force damage, and the DM re-rolls the table.
And the group
if we
will
just-
stay together.
Yes.
Okay, then
Oh.
never mind.
We're about to
It's-
So that's a
fucking...
lot less.
The
fun.
worst thing that can happen is we get another mishap, and then we end up in like a similar area.
We just keep mishapping.
What if
Just
he
keep doing it.
re-rolls death? Then what do you do?
Well, for death
Well, if
to
I
be
keep
certain-
rolling low, you guys are just taking more damage, basically.
Yes.
Yeah,
We're in a-
so like,
Oh.
We're in the blender at the end of the, like, Shanghai SpongeBob episode. And
what?
This time they act... You don't know that?
I probably
know
do,
that.
but when you refer to it like
Alright.
that, I don't.
So, I did roll
It's
another
3d10s.
mishap.
You did roll another mishap, so 6 d10s now.
So, everyone's going to be taking 38 points of piercing damage.
Oh,
Or
that's
not piercing, force damage.
Force. So average.
Yep.
A little bit more than average.
And then I'm going to be rolling a d4 because since Landcos is a port town, if you guys go north off, you guys are in the ocean.
Well, we're going for the camp, not land costs.
You're going for the camp. That's still ocean if I go west then.
Yeah, west. So don't go west.
So, I'll do north, east, south, and west is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I roll a 4, you guys are in the ocean.
So you rolled off target then.
Maybe.
Unfortunate.
You
Okay.
take 38 damage?
Yeah.
Yes, 38 points of force damage.
Why couldn't we have just gone to a town that we knew? Because
Because
now
we
we can't
don't
fight
know-
today.
We don't know any towns over there.
Now we can't fight today.
Were we going to?
As
We
Yeah,
intended to.
was there a planned fight?
Yeah.
as each of you are kind of set out, and Zex, yes. Rem, yes. Mime, yes. Suna, yes. The Golem, no. The cart, no. That's good. As all of you, luckily not your items, which this would be a lot more of a problem for, appear in birch trees. As you are all
South?
set in birch trees.
South?
Oh.
These sections of trees that you guys kind of fall into about 15, 20-ish feet off of the ground, as the cart and the golem are both on the ground in the birchwood forest.
I have to start keeping track of this thing's HP.
I have to do that too.
I
Crap.
did not expect this to be relevant at this point in time. But, you know, when we're falling from the building cap in Minecraft, you kind of do what you have to do.
We fell 20 feet. Relax.
So,
And the golem is probably fine. Does this count as? Oh no, the golem takes no damage. I assume. Yes. No.
No,
Oh,
they
no, never mind.
teleport.
force
They take
damage.
damage.
It's force damage. I misread it. Whoops.
They take damage.
Are we taking fall damage?
Just depends on how you guys want to get out of the trees.
I want to, like, is my stuff within reach or is it within other trees?
No, you still have all the stuff that you were wearing and carrying with you.
Oh, then
We
I want to
have
just
all of our crap.
break. I mean, am I not like too big and heavy for this tree to support?
No,
me?
you're just in kind of like the perch of the tree where the trunk splits into multiple different branches.
Can
Oh.
I do
gonna
acrobatics to
hop
get down?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. That's what I'm doing then.
Am I allowed to
how high up are we?
athletically get down?
Yes.
Yes.
11.
Okay.
17.
All right. It's
How high up is it?
about 15 feet.
Oh.
And the golem is on the ground, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Enough
good.
to like break your arm if you fall the wrong way.
Nah, like 2d6, maybe 1.
No,
I
I'm saying in
just
like real life.
I just climb down, I guess.
Yeah. You can make an
Do I roll
athletics
for that?
check.
Or acrobatics. You told me.
Can I do an
was
acrobatics?
option.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Can I do acrobatics?
Absolutely. Rem?
I'm just gonna fly down.
I figured.
What the fuck I look like climbing trees? What do I look like? These losers?
12.
You're all right.
So
The DC was 10.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled a 15, so.
All right. So you guys are all good. As you guys climb down, and there is nothing that looks like a camp nearby. And you,
Does this? So
especially
there's no
with the
forest
arcane.
anywhere on the camp, right? There's no
Uh,
forest anywhere around the camp except for the one all the way south.
There's basically the camp is in the middle of a birchwood like forest, basically, as there's birchwood that goes up again, like goes along the coast, and
All
so
over kind of thing.
yes, you
Oh, it
guys
hits the
you guys
forest.
know at the very least you're not in water, so you can make Zex. You can make a survival check to try and determine where you are on the map.
Can I do survival? You said.
Survival.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly in the sky and do the same.
Dirty 20.
Figure out where the fuck they
Okay.
are.
You look and you don't have exact, but you do think you are west or not. You are east off of target.
East. Okay.
Um,
So we just head west and we'll be fine.
mhm.
We have the cart.
I'm gonna fly up and see if I can confirm this.
All right. You can make
What
a
am I rolling?
perception check.
Oh, just perception. Okay.
Can I help him to get
24?
Never mind.
24 as the most you can kind of see before the curvature of the earth takes over is about 4 miles.
And the earth is flat.
You immediately take never mind.
Make a wisdom
Make a
save
wisdom.
throw.
Do I
Um,
have advantage?
No. But you can basically just kind of see that you guys are in this birchwood forest. There's no immediate threats or movement that you can see besides local birds and wildlife that don't really pose that much of a threat to you guys. And then you can make a survival check as well.
11.
11.
I am flying.
You are flying, but this doesn't matter if you're flying or not. This is just like a standard look at the sun kind of stuff.
Shouldn't look at the sun.
And that's what you think to yourself as you fly back down. But you guys do have a heading from Zex, and you guys are able to all kind of pile in the cart, except for the golem.
Please. The golem can climb on top.
As you all begin heading west.
Can the golem keep up with the cart if it like jogs? It doesn't get
Probably.
tired.
Yeah,
Probably.
the
I think
golem
they
is
move at
fine.
speed.
Okay, the golem is fine. Good.
I'm not gonna disrupt your travel time because of a golem.
I would.
You would punish me for my golem?
Yeah. If you have to punish a necromancer for bringing his corpses into town, you have to punish the weirdo for his stone golem. Yeah.
So, after a probably an hour or so, you guys begin kind of looking off as Rem is probably in the driver's seat of the cart, just on the outside looking, and with your high passive, you can see just a small, ever so slight incline that you guys have been on for the past 20 or so minutes begins to kind of taper off. And something that you guys have gotten used to when you guys were up at the Temple of the Brine was the smell of sea salt, and that smell is once again made itself pronounced to you as you first smell it, and then you can hear the gentle sound of waves crashing against the shore. And then finally, as you guys pull up towards this clearing of birch, Rem, you can see probably right next to what looks to be the edge of a cliff face, an old black stone tower. And it looks like it's a ruin, as in part of the stones have collapsed and caved in on itself. The top of it looks to be gone. There is general debris scattered all throughout around the base of the tower itself. And you do not see any movement. As Rem makes this known to the others, you are all at this field approximately 500-ish feet away from the tower. What would you guys like to do?
Were you shooting for land cost, or were you shooting for the camp itself?
Zex?
Zach.
My mic was muted. Whoops.
Figured.
I was shooting for the camp. I told you guys I was shooting for the camp.
I think we should scope it out and maybe rest here.
We'll keep
So-
it. Well,
Go take
This-
a look.
is this not the camp?
I see a tower. It might be the camp. I don't know. Go take a
Okay.
look.
Well, I'm gonna sneak in here. Does anyone want to come with me? Is this a solo mission?
Take me, man.
Okay. Nime, have these boots. The same boots I give out every time someone goes sneaking with me.
Hey, we're gonna get
Boots of
magical
elven
athlete's
kind.
foot soon.
We're all gonna spread it around. So I'll give the boots of elven kind to Nime.
Alrighty. How are...
Assuming that Nime is coming with me. Nime, are you coming with me?
I think she hit you with the official BRB, so I don't think she's here. Take. It's either me or Suna. Then take your pick.
Take off your armor and you can come with.
You got me fucked up. It's what you do.
If not, I'll go solo.
I mean, are there any birds around?
I can take solo. Whatever. I'll leave.
I mean, I'm
boots
gonna
of
do it
elven kind to
anyway
anyone.
before he
I'm walking
leaves.
away. See ya.
I'll ask as he's walking. Are there any birds around?
I mean, there's scattered wildlife that did as wildlife do and scatter once they see you guys, but...
I'll try to appeal to one of the tiny ones with my gnome ability of speaking with animals to a small extent and ask or try to convey the idea of, have you seen any people over by that structure?
Okay. Make a persuasion check.
Can I attempt to bribe it for advantage?
With what?
Food?
Sure.
A little bit of ration? A graham cracker? It's their favorite activity?
It's their favorite activity.
Advantage persuasion with the grahamed cracker. Of which I did need, because I nat 1, but it comes to a total of 17 with the other dice. With the advantage of the graham cracker.
15?
Yes, 17.
17. Alrighty. Basically, you're kind of calling this out, kind of holding it in your palm. And all that kind of happens is, for a second, there's this flash of blue as a bluebird comes and snatches it out of your hand, flies up, coasts to a tree, and as you follow it with your eyes, it perches up in that birch tree, looks at you, and then just gives this kind of shake of the head before flying off.
Depending on how far Zex goes as I'm doing this, I'll see into the ring. I don't think there's anyone there.
I'll say back into the ring. Might as well check anyway. And I guess I'm stealthing.
Alrighty. You may
And
roll a
I
stealth
get
check.
advantage because of the boots, yes?
Yep.
Damn. Gotta go on props. I needed the advantage. 29.
29. You creep up to this tower. Listening, kind of just struggling and honing your senses to know if anything is there, if you can hear anything moving around inside the structure. Nothing.
Can I make like a perception check? Just to be certain?
Sure.
$21.
21. Besides the vague wind blowing and the soft sounds of waves hitting the cliff face below, you don't pick up on anything.
I'll say into the ring. I'm assuming I'm still within range.
Mm-hmm.
it looks clear if you guys want to come and look around with me. And I should probably look inside before I do that, actually.
All right.
So I guess I'll go look inside. Do I need to re-stealth, or is my stealth check still fine?
Your stealth check is still fine because it's kind of impossible to stealth across a clear field during the day. But once you get into the shadow of the tower, you're fine. And as you kind of creep along the side of the tower, and you can see something at about ground level, this massive hole that has been punctured into the wall. Stone bricks have flown everywhere. And as you kind of tilt your head and look into the structure, you can see this place is devoid of anything besides rock and it seems to be a hollowed out shell of a black stone tower, as you do not see anything else that is immediately interesting to the eye.
The hole.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of the 7. Any of them could have done that, maybe?
I mean,
Anything that I would recognize
You-
specifically?
it's the thing of, you have seen the Garistro that you guys associate with the Ascended punch a hole through a city wall. Honestly, this seems a little small compared to that.
Okay.
It's not
But
like the
nothing
Ascended. It's the thing of, it's not like the Ascended could have done that, but that's like trying to find out, who cut down a tree.
Okay.
Any of them
one
could have done
last-
it. There's no way to identify if they've done it.
One last investigation while I'm still stealthed, and then I'll ring
Mhm.
everyone else.
What you
So
got?
just want to investigate the tower, I guess. See if there's anything at all of interest, or if this was just a waste of time.
Okay. You make an
That's going to
investigation.
be a 23 investigation.
23. You begin kind of parsing through. And from that check, you kind of glean 2 things. 1, this is the first floor of what seems to have been built. The foundation of this tower seems to support more than just 1 or 2 floors.
Okay.
But it seems to have been sheared off, and the majority of the tower seems to be missing. The second part is, as you kind of you step inside and begin piecing through the stone bricks, seeing if there's anything underneath or of interest that has been buried among the rubble. And you do find a symbol, and you
Okay.
immediately compare it as it strikes a familiarity. A kind of curved, almost and symbol with a dot on the left side. It correlates to the far left symbol on the 7 Ascended medallion.
Ah, I know that symbol. I believe we even got that one confirmed.
You have that one in gold that you got from somewhere.
It's Lackham symbol. Okay.
And
That's of interest, I guess. So, is this piece of rubble attached to anything?
It is a kind of shattered piece of rock. Seems to have been etched into the wall and then pulled out. You were just kind of looking through, and it seems to be the one carved piece of stone that you can find that wasn't completely destroyed.
Okay. Is there anything else special about the stone other than the symbol? Or is that it?
You can make a, I guess, intelligence check.
Okay. Natural 20?
Natural 20. You are not, what shall we say, the most well-versed in stonework. However, you have traversed the entirety of Papihos. You have seen the dark, cold stone bricks of Foremount. You have seen the light and intricate sandstone of Vikfrum in the High Sands. And then you have seen the hardy and gilded stone of Tilvium. And this stone is none of them. It is obscenely hard. And unlike most stone, wherein it shatters, and you can kind of run your hand along the end and more of it comes crumbling off, this feels almost like the edge of obsidian, where you're almost afraid that it will cut into your hand. The stone is not normal stone.
I will relay through the ring that there's no one here, that it seems clear. They want to come join me.
You might as well.
I guess we'll do that.
All right. All of you can see the same view of this stone tower perched on the edge of a cliffside. Dark stone bricks that have been smashed and leveled in places with a massive hole on the ground floor. Let me know if you guys are looking for anything specific, or you guys are free to have conversation between each other.
Is there any religious significance to this building?
I'll let you make a religion check.
Can I be guided?
You can be inspired.
I'd say
Can
both
I
of
also
those are
be
fair.
guided? Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That comes to a total of 15.
15.
I rolled a 1 on that inspiration. Sadly.
You kind of looking at it, the first thing you could guess is, although the building itself doesn't seem to have placement in a religion, or at least placement in any religion you know of, the Gothic kind of architecture of what it should be if it was fully recognized seems to be, or could be, impersonating religion. It wants to be, it almost gives off the impression of a building that wants to be seen as a religious monument, but the costumes
Instead of churchy,
kind of come
it comes off culty.
a little bit.
I'll convey this. It's emulating something religious, but it's not inherently religious. Not doing a very good job of it, but it's trying.
Got it.
And you said the middle was like collapsed?
So there is, as Zex explains to you, there is the obvious hole that everyone sees in the wall on ground floor, and Zex explains how the foundation seems to be supporting multiple floors. However, the only floor that is available is the first floor, as the rest of the building seems to have been sheared off from the top.
Could I attempt to guesstimate how old the damage is? Or is like the sea salt just throwing it off?
I mean, the sea salt's making it difficult, but you can give a guess if you want to.
Is that just a straight intelligence or like something else?
That would be intelligence, yeah.
I don't have any proficiencies that would help me with stonework at all. 14?
The sea salt's making it hard, but it's obvious that it's not recent. This is in hundreds, what you would measure in, but you don't have anything precise.
And there's nothing on this bottom floor. This place looks just cleared out.
It looks trashed. The one thing Zex recovered was the symbol, which does
And I did
immediately
share that.
able to be recognized by everyone.
Well, there's nothing here.
So this stone is abnormally hard. Can I make an Arcana check on it?
Sure.
Can I have guidance, please?
Yeah, we got it.
That's gonna be 16.
16. The stone is not carved, nor does it seem to have been enchanted with anything. The best way to describe it is the stone is just naturally rough and hard.
Do I recognize this type of stone? Because if it's close to obsidian, I did know a man made of this once.
Mm-hmm. This is not
Close,
an
but not quite.
this is not an identifiable stone by anyone. Zex with the natural 20 was able to get that is possibly like otherworldly-esque. That's the best lead you got.
Like a meteor! It's a
Otherworldly.
meteor!
A whole tower made out of meteor rock? We
How is
should
it-
actually bring this to Tilvium to check. They would
Sure.
know.
Chip off some. It might give us a lead.
And do I have... Well, I have the whole rock.
Take a bit
that
more
has
just
the
in
symbol
case.
on it. So, because we don't want to be showing the symbol to people.
Yeah, just take some straight off the wall, and then I'm gonna look around and see if I can find anything else surrounding the tower, like any footprints, any markings, and like that. Or is this just like a straight monumental tower out of the ground that looks like it was cut off at the top and that's it?
This is a ruin through and through. As from what you can identify, minimum centuries old. Any clues that you guys would have gotten from it have long since passed.
Is there anything going down, or is it all just flat surface?
Anything going down?
Yeah, underneath of it.
Oh, like a basement.
Yes.
So there's no kind of basement to it. And as you... I guess you can... roll an intelligence check, Nime.
She be
Okay.
guided.
Yeah.
Okay.
got it.
Okay.
This is looking to discover things.
Yes, I'm looking to
Engineering.
discover all things.
Engineering.
I'd also like
And
to,
what?
I'd like to test how strong these walls actually are, if
By
I
eating it?
may.
Okay.
Well.
Okay, well, I might not be smart. I don't know. 17.
Did you roll the D4?
Oh no, sorry.
And have inspiration.
Roll that D10 too with that D4. Roll more dice. Count higher.
Do more.
Let's see. Okay, D4.
Be better.
20, 26.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
So,
Just
Let
learn
me
nothing
find the
again,
things,
but harder.
man.
I'm thinking so much harder and it's still wrong. So, Nime, you're going through as what Zex had said about the structure has kind of sparked something within you. So you go looking around and looking at what this kind of foundation you could best guess it would hold. Also while looking for a way in. Into a basement if there is one.
Mhm.
Kind of, I guess, 4 interesting things, 3, maybe 4 interesting things that I could say that you'd know. One is, well, there does not appear to be a basement. You can see that the ground around it has been almost hardened in a certain way. As
Okay.
in, like, you know how if something acidic or poisonous is placed into the ground around it will begin to wilt and harden?
Yes.
It's kind of like that with the tower. As if the
So it
tower
was
is
like
like
melted?
No, like the tower is almost like poisoning and petrifying the ground, and like a foot around it, like within a foot.
Oh.
Also,
Okay.
that's the first and second. The third thing is looking at the structure and realizing and taking into account what Zek said about there probably being multiple floors. You would, and it's a little bit of taking a guess, but of how brittle this, not brittle, but how hardy this stone is, and just of kind of how set into the ground it is. This tower could have been upwards of like 70 to 100 feet tall. And it has been reduced to like 15 and 20.
Oh my god.
So
okay.
a hefty part of this tower is gone.
It's gone. Okay.
And then finally,
I don't.
looking through, because where you guys can enter was a giant hole that has been made. But you looking through the rubble, you also find out, or look and decipher, there was no door. This tower didn't have a door, and that was destroyed. It was sealed off and was broken into.
I know what this. I now have a guess.
Can I relay
I
this
also-
information to Zex and to Rem just because I feel like they would know better than I do for this?
There is
course.
something that I do want to do with this information.
This was a prison, and before I start talking about this, I'm gonna cast True Seeing.
Okay.
If
Just
he's
real quick.
doing that,
Wait,
I
but
want to touch the ground and Arcana check it to see if this place has been hallowed in the other direction.
First of
I
all,
just want to punch my wall.
that this might stop all other conversation. Yeah,
We are
Zex,
immediately
there's
obliterated.
yeah, Zex, there is an orb.
I'm gonna give her the bird and say, "Everybody, shut up."
Is he telling me there's an orb?
Yes, I
You
have.
just see Zex flipping off nothing, but you
I'm
know what he's
gonna-
looking at.
Dispel the orb.
I want to punch the wall. I want to punch the wall.
I'm going
Let
to
me punch
dispel
the
magic
wall.
the orb in a 3rd level slot. I'll roll that thing for you right now.
Okay.
With a 17, that shit might be gone.
It is gone, as you don't have to see it, you just have to say it. The scrying
Fuck
eye,
off.
you make the scrying eye fuck off.
Goodbye. Fuck
We
you.
were being fucking
This is not-
spied on?
This has happened before.
This happens a lot.
No.
Next time, let us know and we
Huh.
can like put our ass directly on it.
So, seeing as this is Lacom's symbol, and seeing as this was sealed off, I'm betting this is where Lacom was held.
Oh.
I'm betting this is the prison.
Okay.
Looking at the, you said it was broken into, not broken out of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I did want to do that Arcana check the ground for a reverse hallowing type deal.
Okay.
I will be guided if viable.
Absolutely.
I might know everything.
You might.
I have a good chance of knowing everything. 27.
27. You begin looking outward rather than inward, reversing your perspective of focusing on the tower and more of focusing on the area around the tower, basically. These petrified ground, as it were. And as you go and scour the petrified ground, you start taking like the small spade of your shovel off your back and begin kind of prying up the petrified dirt underneath it. And what you discover, as everyone is kind of becoming an archaeologist right now.
I am keeping an eye out for more orbs.
Okay. What you are able to find is older, like extremely old and scratched off runes buried underneath the petrified dirt and sundered. Exceptionally old remnants of magic.
I think I know. So, real quick to say, there was a Black Knight camp in the desert. There's a Black Knight camp down south by Tilvium. And not necessarily camp, just a mark. And there was a mark to the west over here. And then there was the mark in the woods. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're missing one.
No, there were only 4.
There were 4, right?
Yeah,
But
4 marks.
there's one in the middle.
Uh-huh.
One to the east, one to the west, one to the south.
Yes.
Why isn't there a north one?
I don't know. And, well, I might know, and I'm betting this is it. Who was locked up down in Tilvium? We had Kalung down in Tilvium.
Technically.
So Kalung was down there. If this is Lackham over here, and then there was another guy in the middle, the statue was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
What if these Black Knight camps are set up in such a way, or not necessarily camps, they're the markings of where the Seven Ascended were held? Or at least in the general vicinity. And that's why they didn't find anything down in Tilvium, is because it was basically to the wrong side of Tilvium. He was down in the mines, he wasn't over in the mountains.
Then why was... There was also the fact that Palcott was in Dentor, which doesn't match the pattern.
Palcott seemed like he went down there... Well, did he tell us why he was down there?
I don't think he did.
All that Palcott said was he got stabbed by the blades that you carry, Zex.
Right.
Pretty much all he gave you.
And all the stuff to Suna, but that's not
Yeah,
pertaining.
yes, the
That's
mental
not
scarring.
That's not important. It's fine.
What was his room? His room was to sit down and do nothing.
Forever.
Forever. Sit down and do nothing forever. That doesn't seem like what the Dentor would have been. I would argue that probably happened after he escaped. And that's why there's no marking in Dentor. And we know that we were told by the Bard Lady that Zavinia was imprisoned in the Feywild. We don't have a Feywild map. That marking wouldn't be on here. So the only question would be, what is the desert one? I think we should go check out the desert camp again. And go back over it.
Do I recognize any of these runes as I'm prying up the stone?
This is very familiar to the spell that you yourself had cast a day
This
prior.
is a hallow then.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a hallow or a reverse hallowing?
It is how exact? This is a very old and sundered type of hallow. So this is, you aren't able to specifically find out what it was barring, although you can guess. As again, this hollow is as old as the tower is and is not currently working. It has been destroyed. This is the equivalent of, like, I guess, seeing the broken lock.
So it is a prison.
Kind of.
There's a
And
real
the
easy
gods
way
for
we can
sure
know, right?
did this
There's
because this is a cleric exclusive spell.
commune.
This is for sure a prison.
I was
Will
going to say
you-
this might be a little bold, but obviously this was enough to hold Lackham because someone had to bust in to break her out.
Assuming that this is Lackham's prison. We can find out really easily, though. Assuming Rem is willing to find out for us.
Can't do that today.
We can wait until tomorrow. For now, do we want to investigate this more, or do we want to go down to Tilvium to try and get the rock identified for the rest of the day?
I want to punch my wall.
Do it.
You're welcome to punish the
You're
wall.
not. You're
girl.
not gonna break
Yes!
it. Bye.
I want to, and seeing as we're just not going to do anything for the rest of the day, I want to rage before I do it as well. To make
Okay.
sure
Oh
I
my
really
God.
So you're
Oh,
just whole ass
really
punching
good.
a
The
wall.
wall
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to life.
Known for being rough with just your bare fist.
The hollowing reactor.
I want to see how strong this wall is.
Okay.
Okay, strength check.
This is somehow one of the dumber things that you have done.
I think my
Probably not
favorite
the
dumb thing
dumbest,
he's
though.
done was having the roof fall on him.
Yes.
That was pretty funny.
That was pretty funny.
You know, what can I say? I'm I'm one of the best.
Right, the best.
3.
I gotta. No, I got a nat 20
All right.
Three.
for a total of 24.
As there is a solid connect on the wall. What's your strength score? +4?
+4.
So with a natural
18.
20, you do 6 points of damage to the wall. As
Does it
just-
like
it does not crack.
crack?
It does not, no. But you get a really solid slam on the wall, and with the natural 20, your technique is good enough that you are not, like, at the very least, for right now, you're not feeling your hand, as you just bare knuckle punched a solid stone wall.
So this is the strongest wall I've probably ever encountered.
Absolutely.
Wow. These are strong ass walls.
So now that Gil has punched the wall, where are we going?
We can go to Tilvium, get this stone checked out, and see if our connection knows anything about artifact weapons.
So I don't have
Yes,
my
yes,
associated
yes, yes,
object
yes.
for Tilvium anymore. Does anyone else have something from Tilvium? Basilisk pieces from when we did stuff down there. Anything from the mines would be good.
Do I have to
Um,
have something, or can I know someone?
It has to be it's
Object.
Has to
unlikely
be a
that I
thing.
mess this up, but an associated object guarantees it for me. I've been to Tilvium enough that it'd be super ridiculously unlucky if I messed it up.
You scared?
Now that I'm not
Howard?
rolling that D100 again because it fucked me.
Wait, JC, I don't know if I do. I can look real quick.
I'm looking, but
Bruh, you've got a 24% chance of being off target. You're fine.
that's
I'm very
24 too
familiar.
much.
I have like a 5% chance of being off or for mishapping, and yeah, I should be okay. But like, do I want to take that risk?
JC, I don't think I do, and I don't know any reason that you would know, but I didn't get anything from Bullrick, did I?
No, you
I
didn't.
think I just gave him things.
You were.
He
Yes,
gave us money.
He gave you money, but that does not count as
Oh,
an
that
associated
does not.
object.
I'm gonna
Ow.
search through all of my coins.
Ruffle through your change.
Just kind of like dump them out into Zex's hand. Just be like, well,
Don't
what
you
are
believe
One
that?
of them would work.
Yeah.
One of them would work?
No.
I mean,
No?
I wrote down the warning that was inside of Kamaran's cave. I made that there.
No,
Does
I have.
Is
oh,
an
I don't.
associated object?
No, I have the Lixen's note. Or not Lixen, what's his name?
He's still
Our
furious.
changeling
Venom's
friend.
2-week notice, yeah.
Our changeling friend. I
Yeah.
have his note.
Yeah, that's an associated
Does that
object.
count?
You guys are so scared of giving a 5% mishap.
No, I genuinely was looking like, do I own anything from this town?
Does that note count?
I do believe it needs to be within a month, so no.
Ah, damn.
Bruh, since
So
when?
eventually this Hearthman book is gonna stop working too, right?
Yeah,
Since
Okay.
when? Does it have to be with it? What the
I
hell?
believe it does because within a time period, yeah.
For teleport.
So
just
just
go?
roll the dice.
Let's just go. Just roll a
We
thing.
just go.
Whatever. Okay, fine. If I explode you guys, this isn't my fault.
Yes, but it will be funny.
It will
And
be.
his-
I'm rolling my more well-behaved D100 this time. 86.
Within the last
Pretty
6
sure
months.
we're fine.
Look at
It's
that.
6
80,
months.
86 is fine.
As you guys appear, you just want to be at the gates of
Let's-
Tilvium.
I'm assuming we know someone here who would be able to identify this. I'm gonna go to the person who sold me the adamantine.
Okay.
That shot. That's where I'm teleporting to.
The ores building.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys all kind of get snapped back up in the arcane swirl of everything and reappear in the kind of smoggy interior of the city of Tilvium. The sound of carts and metal fill all of your ears as you're here to get stone identified, and what is a better place than a city built halfway into a mountain?
So a cart and a golem and like 5 people just appeared in the middle of the street.
Yes, you guys
Any
are getting
weird looks?
used to the looks at this point.
Right. Into the shop.
Alrighty, as the golem and the cart, I assume, will stand guard.
Yep.
Wait.
They do a good job.
Seeing as we're, in Tilvium, I wanna go see my man.
See your man.
My dwarf weapon man.
Alrighty.
I wanna go find him. I wanna go say hi.
Okay.
Can I come with?
Yeah?
What, you don't
Yeah.
want to help with lore stuff?
I wanna go see
What do you
my
want-
friend.
What do you want me to
I wanted
do
to go
besides-
see him too for the things. So
What do you want me to do besides listen?
Listen.
Mm,
Emotional
alright.
support.
Well, then I want Gil to listen too.
I'm
Alright,
going
you
to see
guys
my
can go. I'm
person.
just joking.
Whether alone or with the entire group, I'm gonna go see my man.
Okay.
I'm seeing a man about a horse.
All right.
15 wisdom saving throws back to back with disadvantage.
So, you guys push into the small, rundown building. As you can see, different dwarves kind of sorting through different piles of silver, gold, platinum, and copper ore, sorting it into different piles. And Zex, as you kind of step in, the first dwarf that catches your eye is a dwarven male with his beard pulled into 2 different braids that run away from each other, almost as if they're repelled for some reason, with the kind of balding crown of his head only helped by the red fluff that just completely encompasses the side of his head, as he kind of looks all of you, looks the approaching party up. You all looking to buy or looking to sell?
Looking to identify.
Service. What are we looking to identify for you?
I'll pull out the piece of rock that I grabbed that doesn't have the symbol on it.
All right. Not many people have interest in rocks. See,
So this is a special rock.
reaches out, grabs the stone. Okay. And what you trying to find out about your dear rock?
What it is. It seems to be abnormally hard. We got it from a special location.
That's what my wife says. All right. Give me a second. And he.
Hey, I
That's,
let
With
Tell us what the
one
fucking
word, I
rock is.
derailed the session.
tell us what the
Makes-
fucking rock
makes
is,
a that's what she said joke in the middle of D&D.
Hell yeah.
bruh. Tell us what. Give us the lore, Dice Man.
I'll see what I can do.
Give us the lore, Dice Man. He emits black smog. Do not trust him.
As he kind of pulls you guys over to a table and takes out separate tomes, begins kind of reading it, and as he goes and looks, he becomes like frustrated almost.
Like you can't find
Like
it.
10 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by, the stack of books that he is going through of different manuals identifying tomes becomes a stack of 2, and then a stack of 4, and then a stack of 8. He begins calling other associates over, and each of them kind of take their pass at looking it over. And you can hear all these things gone by of like, oh, maybe it's obsidian. Yeah, don't. Obsidian's shiny. This thing's dull as a rock. And all of these kind of begin getting thrown out. All of these different types of stones, of maybe it's an ore. And with 12 total tomes kind of closed up. Well, you've got something special.
That's not really what I wanted to hear.
Well, that's what you're going to be hearing. We went through hundreds of different types of rocks, and none of them are native to Papihos.
This doesn't match anything you've seen before.
Nothing.
Big
It's
rock.
sharp and brittle like obsidian. However, it is not as brittle or as shiny, and it's got the kind of same structure as pumice, but it is not colored correctly and also much more dense. I don't know what to say.
Would Zex know how to identify if this stone is from like a different plane of existence? Is there a way to
rock.
do that?
I could
Would
try.
identify work? I know you have plane shift, but unless it's molded into a tuning fork, you can't check.
That'd be one hell of a way to
It
check.
has to be a magic item or some other magic imbued item.
Okay. For identify or for
For
plane?
identify.
Damn it.
Well, we don't know if
Um,
it's not magic imbued, do we?
We do. I Arcana
Oh.
checked it.
Aw, man.
That'd be one hell of a way to check to see if it's extra planar is to make it into a tuning fork and then cast
And then
plane shift.
try.
Well, I mean, Rem does have the tuning forks for the material plane. We just come right back. It'd be really funny.
Oh, I'm not going. Fuck you.
But I can't get back on my own.
Space rock.
Space rock, you think it's a meteorite?
I think it's a space rock.
What?
It's
Okay,
either
so I
something
guess-
from not of this world, or it was something else that has been in some way transmuted into something else.
We should ask Barris next, but I'm out of teleports and am on a limited supply of money, so I don't want to use teleportation circle unless necessary.
You
so
can sit here for the day.
we can
and I
chill
can-
here for the rest of the day. You can get commune, so we can check.
I can't do communion today. It has to be tomorrow.
I know, tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. If we stay the night here, you should be able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I can take a look at this. I
Over
don't
the
know
top.
anything else about it outside of just straight intelligence. There's nothing else I can tell.
No one has.
you could try an
proficiencies.
Arcana check, because you have a proficiency in that, just to double check, because my roll was not super good.
Can I tell if it's a space rock with an intelligence check?
You're not sure whether it's a space rock or not.
I think it's a space rock.
You're welcome to think that.
Well, I guess the dude who tried to identify it with us, to him, do you have any idea who might be able to identify this? Because obviously you guys can't, and that's not
God.
a testament to your ability, of course.
God.
I mean, no offense, but
God.
I really need to know what this rock is.
I mean, no offense, but I'm going to say this in the most offensive way I could possibly.
Exactly.
I don't mean this offensively, but fuck you and your entire race. You're supposed to know how to do stone shit, and you could do nothing, loser man.
Maybe you could go ask the elves. Maybe they'd know something that we wouldn't know.
I mean,
You know, I just might.
Oh, then go ahead and do it. Maybe you will.
Maybe I will. I'm a good paying customer. I paid them like hundreds of gold, more than 1,000 for adamantine.
what are they selling here, by the way?
Different ores. Like they are ones that they are kind of prying like the raw material, and then you can see them take that back in carts, probably
have,
for smelting into ingots.
A shiny, decorative, like geode type thing.
Like just
Like
to
novelty
buy
shit.
a geode.
Yeah, something nice. A nice centerpiece for Ferris's table. Not the table. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not a bar. Counter. Counter's the word I'm looking for.
The shop counter.
I'm sober, by the way. Like, dead ass sober. And forgot the word for counter. I'm sorry.
We all have our low points.
Counter. Yes, just something like that. Just something
yeah.
a novelty.
They have just kind of this a small pile of geodes set aside, and you could probably give them like 2 silver, and then give you a geode.
Okay. And then, like, any, like, probably not gonna have it, like, residue diamond dust.
No, they do
It
not.
doesn't make it to the jeweler.
No, they don't. They don't do that.
2 silver pieces, you said.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna write down decorative geode. Also, you may take this alchemist fire vial.
That is the nicest thing you've ever done for me. Thank you so much.
I have literally saved your life on multiple occasions. What the fuck are you talking about?
This is the nicest thing.
I spent like a month and a half teaching you how to like make potions. Didn't even charge you.
Alchemy.
Alchemy is potions.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. Herbalism.
It's
is
how
potions.
dare you.
It's different.
Anyway, let's go talk to our dude. then.
Excuse me for assuming that the two things that have been, whatever.
Oh, so you're saying
Alchemy
just
is
because I do them, it's all this?
transmutation. Sorry.
It is literally not.
Alchemy
Wait,
is
so-
transmutation. By, not in D&D, but when it was originally being thought of, alchemy was transmutation.
What the fuck is a D&D, Zex?
No, I don't know.
Because
What
we
the fuck is
we
a
learned
D&D?
herbalism, and then alchemy and potions.
Anyway, let's go meet our dude.
Okay, to the dude.
To the dude.
Oh, we don't have any elves in this party, do we? Oh, okay, never mind.
We
Oh,
are.
I already went to see the dude. Like y'all
We're
were in
out-
there.
We did have an elf a long time ago. You never met him.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All
His
right.
Some-
name was Cinnamon.
Some memories get taken away.
Well, Gilgamesh, you had abandoned the party in search of a bit more of a sit down with your boy, Bulric, the antique weapons collector. You knowing where his spot is, kind of stroll across Tilvium, and I believe Suna was following.
I think so.
Over to his residence,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you are immediately, upon knocking on the door, greeted. As Bulric kind of opens the doors. "Oh, I didn't expect you to be here. Come in. I'll fashion something for us to drink."
Please, it's more than all right.
Oh, we've got stuff.
There's really no need.
Come on.
And
We're
I
okay
want to
with that.
I want to shoot this man a look of just I don't even know, like
Pure distaste.
yeah, just like kind of disgust.
Is
Disgust.
a man
That's a
offering you a drink right now?
That's a good way to put it. Is I'm gonna shoot this man a very stern look of disgust.
We're okay without the drinks. Thank you, though.
Wouldn't Gil just punch this dude in the head?
Look,
This dude's a friend.
you come on. It's just me doing my culture. Come on. Come inside. And you kind of go up to the second level where he has all of these, not like his best pieces, but you can still see some other, you can see there is a curved scimitar, kind of gilded silver, that is in this glass case hanging alongside a fur-bound, double-bladed battle axe. And as you guys kind of pass these weapons, he goes and sits down on this large, comfy chair and gestures as there are other chairs kind of strewn throughout the place. So, you fancied it time for a visit. What can I do for you, Gil?
I was mostly just roped into coming to Tilvium and figured I knew you were here and I'd promised you a visit, and so here I am.
Burning time to repay a favor. I can live with that. So what are you all doing?
I'm gonna kind of like side-eye Suna a little bit and look back to Bulric and just say, just need some questions answered, nothing too serious.
Oh, that's good. It's might be more fun when it's serious, but everyone needs a bit of a break now and then.
Speaking of serious, do you have any serious work that you need done? I feel we probably could do something for you for the right price.
Oh, I'm getting ready to pack my bags to head up and see what Sabline has in store for me at the auction house. There's nothing too much I need from you all, except if you want to fetch a good payday from me, it's keep your eyes open for any exotic weapons. I'll be happy to take them off your hands. Oh, I've just been doing a good job in making some historical exhibits out of some weapons. Some weapons are more than just a piece of art. They're history in a bundle of steel and leather. I think at some point I'll be able to open up a museum in Tilvium. Put everything on display when I can do it properly and teach people about what their fellow races have used to stab each other for the past couple centuries. Very informative.
Well, I don't know about Suna here, but a quick rundown of some of your nicer pieces, I mean, I would appreciate it.
Of course.
Why not start the business now?
Well, that's the problem. I'm not in the biggest mood to sell stuff. I want to educate and collect the history. I'll be more than happy to show them off, but if you're looking to reverse kind of what our relationship has been so far, Sorry to say, I don't exactly have that in me. My heart's not in that.
I am by no means looking to shop, but more interested in how you put it of what people use to stab each other.
Well, Bulric will kind of go through and begin to describe. For instance, the two pieces that you guys saw that he has up top. One of them was a scimitar used by an officer in the Northern Usapate Army. I believe it's about. He would date it to be like 700 years old, and it still looks pristine. The fur-covered double-bladed battle axe, however, is something, he says, a little bit more recent. Off from a continent called Dekra, where this kind of batch of swords for hire have kind of spawned out called the Frost Cloaks. And he's like, as you can see, all the actual handle that what you'd be handling with is covered in fur, and so that keeps the hands warm when they're swinging in colder conditions. And kind of going and explaining, you can see each of these weapons seems to be tied to a different continent, different nations.
Is there anything, like, super notable from Ashtar, anything that I would kind of know about, I guess?
You are able to find what he points out to be one of them is a like a riding harness that he has. He's like, it's not so much as the weapon, but what wore it was trained to be a weapon, as there was a group in Ashar that was well known for training and riding in vicious beasts into battle. And so, the art of war is quite customizable. At this point, after you guys have gone through several pieces, there is another knock on Bulric's door, as the rest of the other three members of the party have come to join the conversation and possibly collect the two of you. As Rem, Zex, and Nime, the door opens and you can see the stout dwarf, and then very easily seeing over him, even several feet away, Gil still kind of filling the doorway with Suna next to him, as Bulric takes in the three of you. Ah, it seems that I'm due for a visit from all of you today. Welcome.
We were supposed to come together, but some people get impatient.
And that's what I like about him. Come in. Come in. Well, I suppose not all of you can be doing what Gilgamesh is doing and coming just to visit. What can I do for you if you need something from me?
As a fine weapons collector, we were wondering if you knew of any stories of weapons of great importance that haven't been confirmed. We're thinking of getting into the archaeology business, so to speak. As a hobby.
As a hobby. Let's see. Weapons of great importance. Well, generally weapons with great historic value put to them. There would be things such as, and he points to the sword that Gil and Suna have heard the whole Usapate lieutenant speech on, are made famous by those who wielded them, and then there are others that become famous of their own accord. I assume you're probably looking for more of the latter than the former.
Looking at things that
something
only
of
have
similar
stories.
something of similar importance to the sword
Hand
Gil
of the
has
chieftain,
now.
yes.
Hand of the Chieftain. Wonderful piece. The best part about that weapon is it belongs to a lineage of weapons that no one truly knows where the hell they came from, which makes them all the more appealing. Some say they were crafted by the earth itself, rising from volcanoes, the seaside, and the crust, the earth pulling from tree trunks, and the grass itself. Others say that they are forged by gods, and others still just think that they are weapons that were in the right place at the right time in order to be struck with such arcane prowess.
Okay.
But, let's see. Strong weapons. There were, of course, the Hand of the Chieftain, which metals does not appear to kind of correlate to anything past speckles of mithril, if the stories are told. There is, as well, its almost sister sword. The bold and brash older brother with the Hand of the Chieftain, with the more sly, elegant, and graceful. The Moonblade, Blade of the Laura, as it were, would be its more graceful counterpart. That is a sword that, like most things of great importance, appear and then disappear without a trace. But if the kind of rumors would support it, it is one of these god-touched weapons, able to be used by men and those alike.
What was it called? The Moonblade?
Blade of the
Moonblade.
Laura, or Moonblade.
Blade of the Laura. And he said he has no idea where it would be.
Off for, for a blade that's lost to time, knowing of it is pretty damn good.
I don't know. My swords were lost to time.
And you didn't know about them. You just stumbled on them, like a
Yes, we
proper,
did.
artifact.
You said the blade of the Laura or the Laurel?
Lurra,
Lurva.
Lurra.
Blade of Lura. Okay. Or Moonblade.
It translates to, ironically, a third name, which is Blade of the Earth. So it has 3 names. Very unhelpful.
What does it look like?
Lost. Apparently.
What does it look like lost to time?
No idea. Okay, great. Love that.
Well, the last general reports of it are in legends. The legends of, before the ages of silence, when most things of legendary importance were there, but without history, all we have is legends.
So I think I asked him this already, but had he heard of the Voice of the Wilds before we brought it up?
You would ask Barris if they had heard of the Voice of the Wilds.
I'll ask him.
The Voice of the Wilds, if I remember correctly, is another kind of set in the family of god-touched artifacts. Was said to be holding the breadth of the forest itself, and those who wield it are granted naturalistic powers, but yes, they're all these legendary these legendary artifacts of old, lost to time.
Lost as you would think. I've showed him my swords before. I know I have.
He doesn't know what they are.
No, that's fine. He doesn't need to know.
Oh, that'd be so funny if you told him, though.
It would be kind of funny. I can tell him. No harm, no foul. I'll pull back out the swords. These are the voice of the wilds.
That's a large statement you've just said. You have...
You're welcome to check.
Does that
What
sometimes.
metric would I have to check against that?
Compare it
Well,
to the hand of the chieftain.
chieftain.
That is... It's comparing Mithril to Adamantine. They are both immensely strong and powerful. I specialize in weapons, and I don't know where to start on the comparison.
He's not lying to you. I can't tell you
No,
exactly
but
how we got
I
them,
could
but
be
he's not lying to you.
misled, technically. I could think I'm telling the truth. I know I'm telling the truth, but you know.
The individual we
is.
got them from wasn't lying to me.
Right, but he doesn't know that.
I'm telling him that. I'm conveying these emotions here.
I'm not calling you a liar by any means.
It's just too
You
fantastical
just find it hard to
take.
believe.
It is so improbable. It is a once in several lifetimes possibility.
Well, you said, what were the abilities? It grants force over nature?
Yes,
Or to some capacity?
those are the legends.
I could show you that it has that ability. Would that convince you?
I will call myself passively convinced, Zax.
Okay.
You do not need to show off to me. No more than Gil would need to show off to me his sword.
Made of the earth.
But of the, let's see, 3 legendary swords, technically 4 because one of them's double, but doesn't really count like that because they work in tandem. Legendary shield, and then
There he goes.
Oh, we'll spare him that one. We'll
My-
spare him that
Come
one.
on, come on.
I don't know, man. He didn't believe you.
And
He's
then-
not gonna believe me.
And then, of course, there's the mantle of the gods.
Laughing in character. This is in character.
Yes.
I am not lying to you. This is yes.
Oh, we're
these
not
are,
lying to you.
It's just ironic
these are
that
these
I'm
are the
gonna tell him.
legends.
I'm gonna
I'm just
tell
gonna
him.
slide him my shield.
You show him your mantle.
Show him the thing. you keep saying these things and it gets funnier every single time.
Look, all I have is the legends.
These are the legends right here. These are the physical objects. What does the
This
shield do?
Poor man.
What do they say the
Stun.
shield does in Legends?
I don't want to talk about the legends anymore.
Go ahead. Tell us what the shield of Legend does. It's easier to prove than changing the weather.
It safeguards against death. It allows one to be selfless through their own life force.
Bro,
Protection
don't
of the
even
We've all
gods.
taken damage. Just heal one of us with
Bro,
it.
don't. No, I'm healing him. Don't blink. And I'm using Selfless Repose with one of my D8s on this dude. I will heal him for 5 HP.
You could just see him just kind of pause as this washes over him. I need a moment.
Let's get a drink, shall we?
Gil already gave me a stink eye for that.
I am not him.
So, this is
You're in the
simultaneously
presence
one
of
of the best days
4 of
and
the 5.
well, this is simultaneously one of the best days and one of the worst days of my life. Oh, on one hand, I getting to see 4 of the 5 god-touched artifacts of Papihos. And on the other hand, now I know that there's a group of people that far outpace me in weapon value. And my museum seems to will seem like a junk store in comparison. But we will keep that between us.
I was
You know
going to
what's
say,
good?
we're not spreading that information. And I'll,
You know
I'll
what's
tell
gonna-
you what, if I ever lose need for these swords, they go straight to you, buddy. For free of charge.
I will remember that very much so.
You know what's gonna piss you off a lot more?
Hmm.
We're going to get the last one eventually, too.
Do
That's
you,
why we came here.
do you know where the Blade of the Lure is?
No, but I'm
we-
sure we'll stumble into
I'm
it.
sure I can find it.
I have pretty good luck.
We found 4 of them. It's almost less statistically. It is more impossible for you to not find it at this point.
You... The Hand of the Chieftain is the most well-known and popular of these god-touched artifacts, partially because... No, only because it is passed down through Decarias. It is the only one of the recovered relics. Every other one was buried deep and lost during the Age of Silence.
Mine wasn't exactly buried.
I
You're telling
wasn't
me
Used
technically
the whole
buried.
time.
So you're telling me mine's cooler, essentially.
You know, I am not a judge of material-shaking magical artifacts. That is for...
But you kind of are, aren't you? This is your specialty.
This is my specialty, and god damn it, it is fucking awesome. This is great. And terrifying. The arcane possibility of the 4 items you have between the 5 of you is probably enough to level several city blocks.
Are there any legends pertaining to all of them together?
You know, that's the bad part. You know, just the general legend of when all of the god-touched artifacts were originally created. It was to quell a great evil, again lost to time.
I'm
You're gonna
glad
laugh.
nothing like that
You're
is
gonna
happening.
laugh.
I am glad that there is no great evil that needs to be quelled,
See,
and that
and
these are
that's the
found
good
strictly
part.
through coincidence.
And that's the good part, and that's why I think you've only found 4 out of the 5, because
I
if
will
all
roll
of them
the
would come
deception.
together, it would probably be, you know, a symbol of doom on the horizon, you know, of...
Maybe we shouldn't have told him that we had 4 of the
Is
5.
this him trying to deter us so that way we don't find it so he can
Just-
find it?
Well, obviously,
here-
if you all find it, then obviously the omen holds no weight. So,
The
obviously...
thing about that is, you wouldn't happen to know like a last known legend location of the Sword of Lure or anything like that, would you?
Generally,
Oh.
lost to time means no.
Yeah, lost to time doesn't mean lost on a map.
Ram,
If you
the
if you had
voice
to
was-
guess,
The voice was in the same place for the last, 1,200 years.
if you had to take a wild guess as a man that's so impassioned about his craft, what would be your guess?
Well, generally, the easiest thing is because those who roam the material plane are generally the most exploratory of the bunch, and so if it hasn't been moving around, it would probably be to another plane, or possibly, if it is in this plane, it is probably being held by someone who is not inclined to let it be discovered. think of someone who has discovered and then possibly corrupted themselves by wielding so much power. You know, these
Are there
things
any
in the hands of the
corrupted
wrong people
individuals?
could do awful things.
Are there corrupted individuals nearby that you know of?
It's us, apparently.
Apparently, other than us.
I want to make
mean,
an insight check on this man. I want to insight this man.
This dude's, I don't even want to. He's losing his fucking mind.
his
But I will
mind's
do it because it'll be
exploding.
funny. It'll be funny. I'm doing it too.
I got a 19 for a total of 20.
At a 26.
What?
Yo,
I'm
yo,
very
I got
very
a pretty
suspicious.
funny- I got a
I
pretty funny
got
things.
I got a 23.
Man is flabbergasted.
Damn.
This
I
is
mean, it's-
like literally
Okay,
this is the
he's
equivalent of being just like walking into a guy who like specializes in like the Smithsonian and being like, "Oh yeah, Excalibur, we found that in a Walmart."
Oops. Sorry.
We
I mean, if
found
it would be anywhere,
You
it
never
would be
would've
underneath
guessed.
Walmart.
It was also inside Jesus's tomb. We
We
found
also
that too.
found the nails that nailed Jesus to the cross, Joan of Arc's sword, and helmet.
And would you believe it? They were all in Target.
We found Genghis Khan's jockstrap all in Target.
So
Question,
he's
JC,
kinda
can
pulling.
I do the? We're still on day 1, and we need to go to sleep, so that means I'll get it back. Can I cast a detect thought to hear this man's thoughts?
yeah,
Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
it is
He's losing it.
the rushing of an ADHD academic. Going through possible places of like, oh well, there was reported activity in the forest of unyielding trees, and then there was the temple discovered in the high sands, and then of course there's always things being discovered right here in Tilvium, and maybe
Wait,
that could be an approximation. Foremount was and just going
Oh my
through.
God.
In the high sands?
So
This man's brain is going 50
Activity
million
in the,
miles a
in
minute.
The forest of unyielding
What
trees?
were all these black X's on the map, by the way?
So when I was in the Grand Library of Usipate, I saw a map that had a bunch of locations on it that I apparently didn't copy down. And Jacob told me that if I wanted them, I had to put X's on the map manually from memory.
But what are they?
I have no idea. They're locations that I saw,
they
and they
are
may not even be fully accurate.
the not fully accurate is accurate, but most likely that they are like cities or places of note.
These are all ominously close to like Black Knight encampments and towns.
It can be, yeah.
Like
So what
this
were
could
we
be
doing?
confused for this.
You were gonna. So tomorrow we're communing, hitting the desert to check that one out because of this theory.
I am not doing any more random teleportation.
I'm like, what
We
is
won't
this?
do random. We'll go to Vikram and then we can trek.
We
If
can't
that's what you
cross the
want.
sand.
Sure, we can.
It's dangerous. There's worms.
Believe. We've done dangerous things before, and this is
Yeah.
important.
I believe in not getting
Especially-
fucking murdered.
Especially if these are the prisons. I'm saying this out loud.
Prisons.
Yes. Jails.
Prisons.
G-A-O-L. Jails.
G-A-O-L. That's correct.
That's how they used to spell jail. We've been doing archaeology as a hobby.
You see, oh yeah, we found this cool rock. I'll pull out the unmarked one again.
Uh-huh. Cool.
The guys
rock.
over at the ore store could not identify it.
Ah. So yes, something of interest.
Goes
Very
hand in hand with
annoying.
adventuring.
Well, you could always reference it to materials found in other planes. It's just planar materialism isn't something seen among more day-to-day people.
What do you
Is
mean
there
other
a
planes?
place I could do that? Do you know?
I have some. Um, generally being seen. Most, I would assume, I would hope the arbiters are highly magical people, but I do study the weapons of other planes. Look, everyone knows that there are otherworldly creatures. Otherworldly creatures have to come from otherworldly places. I can give you a
So-
Lessons in Planes 101, but
Would you be able to identify this rock?
I can try.
I'll give him the rock.
Tell you what, if you identify the rock
Mm-hmm.
correctly, we will let you take detailed sketches for the museum piece that you are building of our weapons. In the event that you don't get them, you will have detailed, informative sketches. More than anyone else in the world has at this time. If you can successfully identify this rock.
He kind of clears his throat, cracks his knuckles. I'll see what I can do.
Can I insight check him as I offer him this?
Sure.
I'd like to insight him as
24.
well. For shits and giggles.
24.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Zax, he has no idea what he's doing. Rem, he is determined. As he grabs onto this rock and pulls out a couple, deep maroon leathered books and begins parsing through. From the higher kind of perceptions, you can see that they are kind of more sketched out notes and seem to have been copied from somewhere. But they detail, first is the material plane, which he immediately skips over. And then he goes to the plane of water, the plane of fire, the earthen plane, and goes and begins popping through. Another one that you recognize is the Feywild that he looks at and studies for a second. And let's see. You guys might be waiting for a while.
That's okay. We have
Is
time.
he offering drinks again?
He is. I'll take one.
He's just.
He's a
kinda
bit busy.
looks at Gil.
Gil doesn't drink. I do.
Me too.
I'll keep
Tell you
that.
what, Rem. I have some Yarian wine. You want some of that?
I mean, I'm gonna be here for a while. I shook an entire man's worldview today. I might as well enjoy the rest of the day.
You have your own cup?
Let me a couple hours.
I can reimburse you for the bottle. You know this.
Fair enough. I'll just hand him the whole bottle. I have one full bottle of Yarian wine. I'm pouring myself a cup before I hand it over, though.
We gotta get away from Gil, though. Does he have a resting area while we wait for him to do this?
This entire living room is.
Can I look at the silvered scimitar?
Yeah, it's just very finely done. It has small tassels at the end, and you can see that it is engraved along the blade in Elvish.
Would you mind if I look at this while you look at our rock?
It's in protective glass, but are you looking for something in particular from it?
I just kind of want to, look at it, and I'm interested what this engraving says, and I want to see if it's magical.
Very well. I'm sure you can cover it if something goes wrong. You seem to have scimitars that I would gladly trade for it.
Oh, God.
It does seem that way, doesn't it? I'll take off the protective glass and pull it down.
At some point while all this is going on, I assume I'm standing next to Gil still.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to kind of turn to Gil, and I'm going to ask him, is this real?
I'm sorry. Is what real?
Never mind.
Oops, it wasn't Yarian wine, it was a Stibben ale. We're drinking ale instead. Oops.
Can Can I insight check Suna real quick? Cause that was a really weird question to ask for literally no. Like, was she gesturing to anything?
No.
Okay.
Make an insight check.
Insight
Bro,
check.
is it real? Yes or no?
I've had really good rolls tonight, and it's not stopping. I got a 17. Is Suna okay?
She seems like mildly concerned.
I want to keep just like a light tab on Suna. Just kind of every so often take a good look at her and see what's going on.
Okay.
Just cuz, you know, she's being a little wacky right now.
Alrighty.
A little sus, some would say.
Sussed. Sussed out a problem.
And sweet.
After several hours of you guys being with Bulwark and him poring over different sections, he kind of pushes away the books with this kind of heavy sliding sound of leather on wood, kind of rubs his temples. He's like, okay, I've got something. My guess, this is what I've got for you. This is, I think, what you've already guessed to be extraplanar material, i.e. not of this world. But I think you already gathered that. To pinpoint it, I think this came from the Shadowfell.
The Shadowfell. I
Yes.
haven't done research on the Shadowfell. I know it exists because I did research on the planes.
Shadowfell is
I know of it.
one of the mirror planes. So,
Like the Feywild.
yes. Except with the Feywild, it is the version of the world where nature has come and taken over everything. In the Shadowfell, it is where the sun never shines and everything lies in petrified ruins. So, this is Shadowfell stone. Extremely hard, extremely sharp, and extremely dull. If something is made of standard stone here, the Shadowfell probably replicates it with this brick.
Got it. So it's uncommon to find on the material plane.
Extremely uncommon. It's a wonder you have something this big.
Can I pull out the other rock while hiding the symbol?
Sure. You just have it down in your palm.
Yeah. I have more.
I don't need you guys to be one-upping me all day. I believe you have stone acquired from the Shadowfell.
Okay.
What
Well,
You
you'll
want
use
to
it
keep
for?
that rock as a token of our appreciation?
Sure.
Put it in your museum?
If I decide to spec into extraplanar things, it would be a wonderful example.
Great.
Well, a deal's a deal. I'm gonna put my shield on his desk.
I'll put the swords down to him.
I will as
Oh,
well.
also, he knows this can turn into a violin. Does he want a sketch of that?
It would be preferred. Let me get the swords
Okay.
first.
Okay.
I guess I'll put the mantle down too.
Okay.
The symbol in the middle of the shield is user specific. When not attuned, it is a blank slate.
Good to know, good to know. This is gonna take some time as well.
What would it appear for Zax? He doesn't follow a deity.
I don't know. A coat of arms, maybe?
We should test that at some point.
I'm not letting you touch my items.
For shits and giggles, we should test
Okay,
that.
let me use your items.
Okay. I'm not
Oh.
wanting to use it. I just want to attune to it for like an hour to look into
I want to attune to the hand of the chieftain.
No, I don't even think you'd be able to pick it up.
I actually literally cannot.
Figures.
Because of
Oh,
like
too
racial
bad.
reasons, I cannot pick that up.
I mean, I'll let you attune to the
Would
voice.
it, would it not change to your size?
It would. Because it's magical. This is why we keep her around.
The real big brains.
Like the Tarask wielding a black blade.
Jesus. Alrighty. But several more hours go by as he sketches out detailed
Excuse-
drawings.
Having the time of his fucking life right
I was
now.
gonna
Do you
say,
mind
like,
if we
he's
crash
loving
here for
this,
the
isn't
night?
it?
As he's not even like kind of half paying attention. He's like, "There's enough chairs for you all to sleep on."
Perfect.
Just scratching out in quill, very, very delicate, very, very intricate drawings. Lovingly done.
He is literally having the time of his life.
I'm assuming at some point past the 3-hour mark, he's gonna have me change the swords.
Well, he'll, and it's funny because he'll do your blades first, and then he will hand it to you, and because he expected it to probably like take a minute or two, and then you just immediately do it and hand it back. He's like, "Noted."
I should say this also comes with some specific spells that I can cast from while it's in its violin form.
Violin possesses. You do realize that us combined right now are probably detailing more history in this 5 hours than has been done in the last 500 years.
How does it feel to know that you'll have the sole credit for discovering all of this? How does it feel knowing that you were the first in literally 1,000 years to have this much near you at one time, and you were the sole individual charting down this history?
You know,
How does it feel to know that you'll be remembered forever?
honestly, trying not to think about it right now because, just gotta
You'll be
get it done.
remembered forever.
We'll get it done and we'll have time to think about that later.
Will be glorified by weapon historians for generations to come.
Alrighty.
Inside as I just dropped that bomb on him.
You guys are just
It's only a 15,
Yeah.
but I bet he's not hiding.
destroying and building up at the exact same time. This man's just outlook on everything.
The world is much bigger than me, and I'm afraid.
What a mundane day turned into something so big for him.
See, and he thought I was just coming by for a visit. He thought this was just gonna be I returned the favor that I promised him,
I mean,
and
you're
now,
more than returning the favor.
oh yeah,
I-
now he's going down in history books.
I can't show you everything that mine does, but I can show you one of them if Gil wants to hit me.
I mean, Gil has a smile on his face. He's always game to hit somebody.
He's about to not to.
If you want to see a piece of the function for your drawing, I will show you.
Okay. If all parties are willing.
I'm just gonna. Does my hand hurt from punching the wall earlier?
After a
It
couple
will.
of hours, it's just become sore. It's because
Oh,
the
okay.
rage adrenaline worn off, and you're like, shit. Didn't break anything though, and now it's just like sore.
Okay. Then I'm gonna crack my knuckles, and using that same hand, I'm gonna go for an uppercut, which isn't saying much because I can uppercut probably Rem's entire body in one foul swoop. But yeah, I'm gonna take a crack at Rem.
Okay. Roll to hit.
I never thought I'd hear those words again.
The consensual roll to hit.
For an unarmed strike.
And the best part
That's
is Rem can just say you hit.
This is true. I got a 24 though, so I think I'd hit anyway.
Would still hit.
Yeah. And you,
Okay.
I mean, it's flat damage.
So yeah,
It's-
you'd be
it's just-
taking 5 damage.
It's just 5 damage.
So, does this lash out in a certain way, or can I make it do it a certain way?
So
As it is user specific.
generally, you're welcome to warp it in the way you want to, but how you've seen it before is when it connects, you interpose the shield on the connecting thing, and this blast of blinding radiance pops out, almost like a flash.
It's the force damage because it's the reaction one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just give him like the standard, and then I'll think up some flavor text for this later. Something like I don't know, like a ghostly hand just like appearing through their chest from behind or some shit.
Yeah.
It'll be funny.
As Gil sees his hand impact on Rem, and then the shield impact on his arm, and everyone sees this quick flash goes through. As everyone blinks really quick, and Gil pulls away. Gil, you
You
can
also
see
take 5 damage.
5 damage, and you can just see, Gil, that the wrist and the back of your arm has just bruised up, turning like this light purple.
Oh, that's probably a decently stark contrast from the
The white.
white.
Yep. Standard bruise.
Good enough demonstration for you?
I would say so.
I'll put the shield back down.
We have plenty to do. So, you guys basically have the night to yourselves to kind of plan, albeit Bulwark is still in the same room as you guys, as I'm sure some of you don't exactly want to leave your items out of your sight.
Right.
And necessarily Bulwark probably wouldn't want you guys running around his estate, but you have some time as Bulwark is sketching your stuff to decide on what your plan is next.
I'll just
Hey,
drink
Ren,
and watch him while he sketches.
What does this say on the sword?
Do you speak Elvish?
Yes, I do.
All right. That sword. Is saying on one side, because it has engravings down one side, and then engravings down the other side, and they do match to make a statement. It says to be doled against marshy throats, so that in the future I can shake marshy hands.
I'll ask Bulwark, does he know what this says?
Oh yes, it's a kind of, basically it's saying I'm the marshy that it represents, references is the basically the center, wood elven centric population of Usapate. This blade was made during the most likely, as you can assume, during the Marshy Rebellion in Usapate. Therefore, as this was the sword, or assumed to be the sword of the northern region dominated by high elves, it was a lieutenant's sword brandished with killing in the hope of making peace. A charming story.
Yeah, I read the engraving. I wanted to know if you actually had the full engraving down.
I wouldn't have bought it from them if they couldn't tell me what it meant. I also...
Are there any like other runes or identifying marks on this? Could I potentially shake his worldview by telling him who this belonged to?
Not in that way, no.
Is it magic?
Yeah, is it
You can cast Identify.
I'll take the 10 minutes.
Okay, it is a +1.
It's just a +1 scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. I'm assuming
Very-
he knew that, so
very
I'm not
good.
even going to tell him.
You guys are kind of slowly backstepping into the realm where he's an expert on, so.
While everyone else is having their fun,
Fun isn't the word I'd call it.
well,
It's not a bad time, but like,
I want to go check on Suna, so I don't know how much you want to compare that to having fun, but
have fun, Dr. Phil.
I wanna see how she's doing. Where is she? Where is Suna?
Round. I haven't gone anywhere.
Figures. Yeah, I wanna re-insight Suna. And see if I can learn anything new. Because, I mean, it's been a good few hours, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, insight time.
So you're just
Oh,
trying to get a
that's-
vibe before you coming up and talking to her.
Yeah, just kind of across the room. I got a 3, so I know nothing.
She's there.
She is in the same. She occupies the same room that I do,
Mhm.
She is corporeal.
seemingly so.
Yeah.
What's she up to right now? What's she doing?
She's just waiting, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, she seems to be a bit deep in just introspection, just thinking.
Just revive them.
okay. Well, then, I mean, yeah, I'll just casually approach,
All right.
I guess. And just sit down next to her, lean against a wall, whatever's closest. And I mean, I'll just ask the question of just is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I hate to say it, but the hesitation makes me think otherwise.
Everything's just kind of done a lot recently. I guess. I don't know.
Fair enough. I secretly, I ain't going nowhere. I'ma just kind of vibe next to her for a little while. And partially just because I kind of have nothing else to do.
Alrighty.
She doesn't mind your vibe.
Good. Does she feel a menacing presence?
She doesn't consider it menacing at this point. I'm kind of like, you just do that, right?
It's just Gil.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a fair point.
You just do that, so
It's just, yeah.
she'd probably interpret it as like that's just Gil's vibe, I guess.
It's
You
just
know,
like, oh, yeah, no, fair enough.
that's just how he is.
Good old Gil.
All right. Well, if there's nothing else for you guys to do, Bulric will, sketching into the night, finish all of your guys' sketches, including this, like, kind of a small sketch of, like, both a transition sketch of the blades, like, what they almost look like mid-morph, as the same as like the sketched image of a gnome getting slammed by a dragonborn and the pulsing energy coming off of the
I'm
shield.
going down in history now.
Bro, we're gonna be in historical documents.
I mean, I think we probably would have been in any like.
Does he
that
have
would
a
happened
drawing of like
anyway.
it flat and with the eye?
As he kind of has it, he has it act like full sketched with it being blank, and then he has a small sheet that would slide over it with like just various symbols.
You know what that's called? Representation.
So,
I feel like we've given you a great deal of things just to identify some ore, don't you think?
well, I'll take it in stride.
I hate to say this, but we may come back for another favor at some point. Some information. I think we can agree that you'll be rather willing to assist with that.
What kind of information would I be able to help you with, pray tell?
We're looking into this other sword that you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We intend to find it within the next 2 weeks,
Oh,
hopefully.
that is a hefty timeline.
So, if possible, we would like to know everything that you have on it and its potential location.
I will.
And should we find it, I don't know. A full 5-set sketch of the god-touched items.
Would be very worth
That
it.
would launch you to. That would launch you beyond in history books. You would be the history book.
All right, let's try to make my head not as big as my body. I will keep an eye out and peruse around, but legends are legends. We don't even know why they disappeared or why they appeared in the first place.
They may be legends, but we've proven to you today that legends are more physical than you think.
Absolutely.
So what seemed useless before,
is
do
useful.
take it in stride now.
Absolutely.
No matter how big, no matter how small. We'll be in town until the end of tomorrow, likely.
All right.
Let us know what you find.
I'll see what I can do. And I'm still a man of my word. You are all welcome to crash here for the night, as it is quite late. So, take a chair, pull one of the furs around you, and we'll touch base probably in the morning.
All right.
So,
Yeah, I could go to bed.
kind of conked out, ready to settle down for the night, as a lot of headway has been made for today in piecing together the puzzle.
I mean, we know what we're looking for now, which is more than we ever had.
Possibly finally getting an answer rather than a question. And with that, the new day holds plenty more possibilities. But we'll have to see what that new day does, as I am going to end the session here. With possibly,
I can take my long rest, right?
yeah, you guys are able to take your long rest, and we will
Okay.
resume next session in the morning on the 28th of Flamerole, as I would like to point out that it has almost been half a month since Avrazdul has fallen.
It's been half a month.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, we did spend a week in town. What were we doing with the other week? He
All
keeps
I'm-
telling us the time, so we're counting towards something. We're not stupid, but
Well, we were also in the temple for And that whole thing, like
2 days.
traveling to and then spending time there, that took like a week, right?
Yeah, I guess that's where the time went.
Yeah.
So, thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you so much to Jazz, Alpha, Suzanne, James, and Helminia for coming in and
Yeah,
playing
man.
in my world.
What I do.
We'll see you all for next week. If you're not following on Twitch, make sure to follow. And if you're watching the restream on YouTube, make sure to subscribe.
Follow.
And I will see you all in the next video.
Please
stream.
follow.
No.
Follow.
If you guys don't follow
Aggression.
and subscribe on YouTube, we don't get paid. He won't pay us.
Dude, I
I'm gonna
won't get
starve.
paid.
I'm a child. I will starve. You don't
I-
want children starving.
I
Bro,
can't
I
feed
haven't-
my son.
Dude, I haven't gotten paid since 2016, man. I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell you.
exactly. JC is starving too.
You should sub on Twitch then, so you can pay us.
All right. And everyone, have a wonderful night, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.